Welcome to the Gibberpish podcast.
Well, we may not have raised $500,000 for a children's hospital in Texas. We are ready to talk Gibberpish, aren't we, Dom?
Not quite ready, but ready enough.
Ready enough that, once the BlackBerry page loads up, or once the internet page loads up, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're good to go. I got my story.
Okay, so my intro refers to the fantastic news that some people have done some really amazing things this year for Extra Life. I spent most of my time glued to the screen for the Rooster Teeth event, which raised $500,000 for one children's hospital, the Dells Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas, just for general equipment and, weirdly enough, little mannequins that they can practice on. They did an intro video where they explained that these mannequins are not obviously anatomically correct, but can also react. They can be programmed with little mechanics to like flail arms and just yell and to like kind of fight back in a weird way, like just try and resist or just squirm or something like that to give a more accurate simulation of what a doctor will have to deal with. And they actually showed some of the mannequins off. Fucking terrifying. I don't know why we tried to give these to doctors. I think doctors have to deal with enough shit without having to deal with flailing mannequins from beyond the grave.
Do they look anything like the Elfoid cell phones?
Yes, but they gave them eyes.
Mm.
Eyes that stare straight into the soul. Stare right through the soul, actually. You can feel a little pierced hole where they look at you.
That's one thing that's always confused me. Why, as a society of just human beings across the globe, do we try and make robots more like humans? And then the end result being that these robots, or even mannequins, look creepy as fuck.
That's the uncanny valley effect, where the closer something gets, there's like a point where realism goes up, and then once you get really close to realism, it looks obviously fake. Like the brain just goes, that's not right, that's clearly not a fucking person. And then it can pick back up again, but the technology has to become so advanced. It's why we're getting there with pre-rendered video game cinematics and stuff like that, like movies and stuff like Avatar. It can get there with that, but trying to recreate a perfect human face without actually using a human face hits the uncanny valley really easily now, because we're so aware of the idea of the uncanny valley that it's kind of like we're kind of pre-triggered to go into the that's fake, that's clearly fake, because it's not a real human face. But yeah, having done like first aid courses, you get some creepy fucking mannequins around there. Here, pump this thing's chest. I don't want to bring this thing to life.
It's staring at me, I don't want to touch it.
Can
I prod it with a plunger, then bring it back to life that way?
Oh, I'd like to bring it back to life by throwing it down a flight of stairs while on fire, because it's terrifying. But we do have the good news that the kind of total raised was about $6.6 million. Fuck me sideways. That's a lot of money.
Hell of a lot of dollars.
So, the gaming community, for all the shit that it gives itself and gets given onto it by others, definitely deserves a pat in the back for that one, because this is coming from gamers playing stuff for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, people just playing whatever the hell they usually play for leisure for 24 hours straight, raising some money doing it. A hell of a good cause. I myself donated about $40 to about a few different streams.
Yeah, I threw some money in there as well. And I know our friend James did one. I think you sent a link on Twitter as well to his stream. Yeah,
I think I sent some money his way, but yeah, he done 2 12-hour streams because he had obligations in the middle. But he was doing it through a company called Trendy Entertainment. He was hosting on behalf of them, and all the money that he raised was going to them, and they were giving it out to a charity from there. But yeah, he raised about, I think it was $400 at the end of it.
He was swinging for the 400, and I'm pretty sure he got there in the end. I know I chipped in money as well, because this is a good friend of ours, and his work with Trendy Entertainment, the guys who make a game called Dungeon Defender, they were working on Dungeon Defender 2, are reaching out to their community, and they are trying to get feedback on their game, but in doing so realised that they actually had a very good supportive community who would be willing to donate to this thing, and grabbed a bunch of people and said, hey, you take over our stream, do a couple hours of like a kind of shift for this 24-hour charity stream, just play our game, a couple hours like you would normally be doing, and you can just raise money for the charity. And off he went, absolutely fantastic to watch him just go into his usual kind of spiel with, talking about the game development and what he knows about it, and very knowledgeable insights into a game that I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's one thing that I'm not very fond of nowadays, the hybrid games. For me, a game needs to be one genre. Like, just take for example Dark Souls 2. It could be an RPG, or it could be an action RPG, or it could be an action RPG / adventure title. It'd be too many different things in the pot. Dungeon Defenders, it labels itself as a third-person tower defense MOBA game. That's just too many fucking titles for me.
See, the thing about the MOBA and tower defense genres is I always kind of assumed that there was some kind of interlinking thing, but the MOBA turns out is based more on kind of like free moving style of gameplay, whereas the tower defense is where the building comes into it. I think it does a good job of hybridizing it. Not too bad, but not something I have the time to master and play very well.
I think it goes back to me being a very simple man with very, very, very simple taste. I mean, I spent all of this weekend playing Shovel Knight, and that's just go from left side of the screen to right side of the screen, hitting enemies with a shovel, collecting power-ups, beating the boss. Very, very simple game.
And pogo bouncing on people with a spade.
That is the most broken mechanic in the game. So you fight giant, as a mini-boss you fight a giant dragon, you just jump up on its head and just keep holding down, and you do that continuously until it dies. I've seen people pick up that game and struggle with that boss. As soon as I figured out that you could do the pogo thing, every time I fought a boss like that, it was just up on its head and pogo.
If
that
it
would be
ain't
an idea for a YouTube video. I'm going to play that song. I'm going to play Pogo by System of a Down with just a single image of Shovel Knight pogoing up and down on a fucking dragon's head.
What are you playing it on?
3DS.
3DS. Damn, I don't know how to capture that. It is possible, but
You need to mod the shit out of it.
You need to break open the thing. Just jam some wires in there. Actually, maybe not do that. I'll maybe play the technical difficulties over this part where I just kind of just break open your 3DS. That 150 quid console you bought?
It depends what your variation, because there's so many fucking variations on the 3DS now. It's unbelievable.
3DS, 3DS XL, 3DS, fucking...
New 3DS, new 3DS XL, 2DS.
Yeah, they just named it the new 3DS.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with Nintendo's branding?
No fucking idea. Just it gives me the image of, I know people have a dim view on board meetings where they're just kind of like, we have Cola Classic.
Yeah.
That's genuinely what it feels like they've done with the 3DS. They just kind of went, we have this new 3DS. It's so new. We don't even have a new name for it. It's so new. Holy shit.
It's the new 3DS.
At that point, mic drop. He walks out of there like a fucking ball.
I looked at the advertisement for that, and my only theory on it was they were playing the ultimate bastard card and trying to confuse old women and old grannies into buying this for the kids for Christmas. Like saying, they go, I want a DS, and somebody just go, I'm looking for a DS, and someone says, the new DS, and they go, yeah, the new DS, and it's like 100 quid extra, like just to scam money out of people. There's no fucking reason to not rebrand and rename, because it, for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure, like, every time someone rebrands something with a new console launch, like, stocks go up a bit. Like, you know, it's an improvement to the system, it's a new console coming out, more people buy it. Why wouldn't you go for the full rebrand relaunch? It's expensive, but at the same time, you're Nintendo. You fucking print money for a living.
Mario prints money. Like, it doesn't even, you don't even need to call it a question if people like Mario anymore, because people are still buying old games that Mario was in back in the GameCube era. Mario prints money, but I will disagree with the new 3DS. It was the old 3DS. It was a pretty shitty console. It got hyped up when it came out. It was just essentially a normal DS, better graphics and 3D Switch. There was no new bells and whistles on it.
And the 3D Switch gave a lot of people headaches.
Yeah, it gave a lot of people migraines. In one case, seizure.
Ah.
Like, because they were just flipping it up and down, like doing stress testing or some bollocks, and it gave somebody a seizure. Don't know how that worked.
If
Mine
he
was
did
fine.
that to himself, it's his fault.
Yeah.
But if he was just like, I'm going to stress test the 3DS, everybody just come here and watch me just fucking break this machine, and just like sat and flick the switch and hit someone else with it, fuck that guy. If he did it to himself, hey, dumb mistake, shit happens. You didn't know you had epilepsy. You either didn't know you had it, or you gave yourself epilepsy by flicking a switch.
Just off and on with the 3D Switch all the time.
Yeah.
But the new 3DS, it's got the dumbest name ever because they've just slapped new on something, but it should have been the original version of 3DS with the second thumbstick, which doesn't really work most of the time, I found out. If you're using it for games like Monster Hunter where you need to control the camera, you need to properly press heavy on the thing to get it to move.
I was going to say, like, it doesn't work like it's not coded into the game, like nobody set controls for it, or like it should work, it just doesn't.
It should work. It's coded in a lot of games, especially older games that used to use a peripheral called the CirclePad Pro, which is a huge big add-on that added a hell of a lot of weight to your 3DS. Games that use that mechanic, you can just flip a switch and there's your extra thumbstick coded into the game. It's just the fact of how small it is compared to the other thumbstick.
Right.
In some games you really need to lean heavy on it. If you're playing Smash Bros, you just like flip it down, then you're doing your Smash moves and stuff. But for games like Monster Hunter or even Resident Evil, you need to get the camera to move exactly where you want it to go. You need to put the sensitivity on the thing up to full and like really wrench it left and right.
I think that might be a problem with camera controls, and it may be trying to, because a 3DS is a handheld console, it might be that it's just struggling to process the control. Like, you send the command in and just say, move the camera to the left, and it goes, I'm also trying to make you fire the gun and
Yeah,
it
there's
can't
too
quite.
many things.
And it just kind of gives up and doesn't bother.
I mean, that was the reason they had to cut a lot of content from the new Smash Bros. Game because of 3DS limitations or some shit. But I still play the crap out of those games.
It's
gonna
not the
hinder me.
newest console though, is it either? It was the first big one on the handheld market several years ago. Obviously, there's been iterations since then, a little bit of improvement on technology. But at the same time, it's got to be working with some of the same core guts. Nintendo doesn't upgrade that much because they feel like they don't need to. So when you put a game like Monster Hunter, Smash Bros, or Resident Evil on there, it's pretty intensive. I know they'll be optimizing, but still, still an older console. It's not going to work as well. If you're trying to put a camera control in there, it just feels like they're going, hey processor, handle this, and then they just drop a 1-ton block on it and go, why didn't you catch it, motherfucker?
That said though, with the new one, it does have a slightly better processing power, which does mean you can put newer games on it that have that higher processing power, but you can only play those new games on the new 3DS XL. So if you want to play, take Xenoblade Chronicles, which was a very, very rare game at a point. Now you can go on eBay and get it for about 30 quid. It's not that rare anymore because of the new 3DS version. When that got ported to the 3DS, people were like, oh, I'm going to get this for 3DS. Oh shit, I'm going to have to buy a new console for it. But you're only really buying it for that one game.
Right.
That's the only new Nintendo 3DS game that they have. It's pretty shit, but I can't really talk. I bought the game as well.
So there's it's the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pay attention to the new Nintendo 3DS, just go straight for the XL. It's a much better experience.
Just with a bigger screen.
I just like, especially because I've got big meat hunks, I've got big hands.
Yeah.
The tiny 3DS, your hands cramping up. Like, I could literally hold it like that. Like I'm joining my fingers here.
Yeah.
For those not in the room, like I could. The 3DS fits neatly in that space, but in the bigger 3DS XL, it fits kind of nice and neatly in here.
It fits more like a game controller
Yeah.
for like an Xbox 360 or a PS4.
Yeah, it's just a comfort controller, and you can play it for a lot longer because the battery life's better. It's got about 12 to 16 hours fully charged.
I'm always amazed by the fact we have all this really cool technology, but can only power it for like half a day.
I mean, I actually found myself clamouring for a pack of AA's not too long ago. I thought we'd be done with AA's by now.
Yeah, you were kind of hoping for that. I mean, why isn't everything solar powered at this
Yeah,
point?
but then again, we live in Scotland.
Solar powering doesn't work. There's a lot of solar panels though.
If they had wind powering in Scotland, we just stick the controller out the window for 10 seconds, it would come back fully charged for the month.
Yeah, right now we are currently sitting in the eye of this, not quite the eye of the storm, because something's kicking at the fucking window.
You hear the name of the hurricane we're apparently getting hit with?
Was it this time? Because we had Hurricane Bobag a few years ago.
Hurricane Bobag, that was fun. No, we've got Hurricane Abigail.
Alright.
America, they get hit with, like, better names than Abigail. They get hit with like, Hurricane Ike, which done some pretty decent damage. We get Abigail.
Have you read that study that says that people don't take female hurricanes seriously? If they name it like Hurricane Cindy versus Hurricane Colin, more people would be worried about Hurricane Colin, even if it was the same category.
Is this some kind of weird equality thing?
No, it's a genuine concern. People went, okay, this hurricane's coming, category like 4. Something a mile an hour winds. You're gonna have seawater rising this high. It's called Hurricane Cindy. What do you do? And they go, wait it out.
Get some sandbags out there.
So, but not even like a couple of sandbags. People just go in the basement, take a good booked in, come back up when it's done.
Yeah, we've got a pool table down there. We're good.
Same thing. Hurricane Thomas. We barricade the doors. We send the kids upstate, and we try and hold off against the looters for as long as we can. They just assume for some reason that the male hurricane is going to be worse. It was just a weird thing that came up. It was due to meteorological studies, something like that. Yeah, the people who actually broadcast about hurricanes, like in the next couple of weeks this is going to happen, get ready. Just looked at responses from various hurricanes over the last couple of years and noticed that people weren't preparing as much for female hurricanes as they were for male hurricanes.
Do you think that's because people, when they hear, oh, Hurricane Michael is going to be coming through, people think, oh, it's going to be a big thing, but then they hear, like, oh, here's Hurricane Amy. Oh, it's just a wee lassie. We're not going to do anything about it.
Amy's not going to rip the roof off my house.
Amy
is going to throw a fucking car through your front window. Amy's a fucking psychopath.
See that trampoline? It's going to be through your car, then the car's going to get launched into your front room. That's how bad Hurricane Amy's going to be.
You'd think the trampoline would slow it down, but it doesn't.
It just pissed her off.
It just made it more bouncy. That's why it bounced into your kid's bedroom, motherfucker. Yeah, they just a weird study came out and they said, oh yeah, nobody really gives a shit about female hurricanes. Just something I thought you might find vaguely hilarious / interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I think it leads into a whole equality, even in something as dumb as hurricanes.
Even hurricane health and safety observationals.
Yeah, even like gender equality and hurricanes are two subjects that should not go together. You should not be like, oh, that's a male hurricane. People are going to worry about that more. Where's the respect for my female hurricanes? No one respects a fucking hurricane. You run from a fucking hurricane regardless of the goddamn name.
Well, if you want to talk about crazy women, how about we go on to Florida versus Japan? Now, last week you weren't too confident before the show.
Nah, I had a shit one last week.
This week you came in and you're like, I fucking got this, son. Sit down, let me show you a thing or two.
I got it.
You got it?
I'm not gonna lie, I got it.
Well then, since I'm clearly going to lose, why don't I start?
No, I'll let you go first, because you won last week. I think we go with the winner takes pole position.
I think that requires us to remember what happened last week, and that's not going to happen.
Oh, you won last week, because I threw the towel in. I was like, no, I lost, man.
So, on the issue of female attacking something, on the issue of female assaults, how about we go the Florida woman attacking her husband with a toilet lid?
With a toilet lid.
Yes.
As in the thing that men across the country are accused of being left up.
You know what, I haven't fully read this, but I really hope that line comes in there, like, leave it, I told you to put the seat down! And then she puts the seat down on his head.
Like, she runs into the living room, just, see this thing, put it fucking down! And she cracks him over the skull with it.
Yeah, so here we go. That's my my headline. Now trying to translate it into something that makes sense. A woman from the town of Sebastian, a 40-year-old woman.
The gayest name for a town ever.
Hi, welcome to Sebastian. We have a tavern and an ale house.
Try the steakhouse, but don't go there after 12. That's when I finish my shift.
That's when the boys are out.
Toot toot guns out.
Let's go to Kenny's Lib Store. Yes! I win!
It was funny until you said Kenny's Lib Store.
Let's go the tavern, the ale house, the steakhouse, and then Kenny's Lib Store. It's gonna be a wild night, folks. All that's getting cut. It's like I might cut like the first half of it and then just like the fucking problem music.
What else do?
So after a quick technical interlude for Dom basically wetting himself.
Kenny's fucking Lib Store, man. I'm not to laugh for that.
I just picked
you
a
can't
random
cut any of this shit out. Leave it all in.
It's just you fucking laughing and spiking the microphone.
I can leave it in. RIP headphone users.
Yeah. So, according to the affidavit, which is the legal document you signed to say I did something, she attacked her husband with a toilet lid. Angela Austin Knight was arrested for domestic violence when police showed up at her house in Sebastian, Florida. The frightened husband told the 911 dispatcher that he phoned that he locked himself in the bathroom and his wife was attempting to gain access using a porcelain toilet lid. I'd fucking run from a woman wielding a porcelain toilet lid. That's fucking heavy. When the cops arrived, they found her standing in the kitchen, surprise, surprise, holding a bottle of liquor. Because, well, why the hell not? Apparently they'd been arguing, and as the intensity grew, she started to chaotically swing at him, hitting him in the face and chest. So he did what any man would do and ran away to hide in the bathroom. Because let's be fair, if he hit her, he'd go to fucking jail. So after realising the door was locked, she grabbed a nearby porcelain toilet lid and used it to break in the kitchen window, where she made entry into the residence. When she gained access, she threatened to hurt him further with a porcelain toilet lid. So, yeah, using a toilet lid from outside the toilet to break down the door of a toilet to beat someone the fuck up with a broken toilet lid.
Why? Okay, I wonder. I didn't pick up the first part, but there was a broken toilet lid outside the toilet.
No, she had a toilet lid outside the toilet because YOLO. And yeah, they just decided to break down a door and just threatened to kick the shit out of the guy with a porcelain toilet lid. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with someone swinging one of those. That's heavy. Yeah,
that's a few broken anything.
That's
no matter
clay. That's really hardened, well-fired clay.
Yeah, that brought down on your head is probably gonna crack your skull.
Yeah, you're not gonna walk away from that one smiling. Right, so you think you can step to my swinging toilet lid lady?
Yeah. I think I got it. Lonely men buying curry because it comes with a fake girlfriend.
Holy shit, dude. We discussed herbivore males before, right? As part of that Japan's running out of male porn stars?
Yep.
it might actually be a problem. Like, that might not
Yeah, we might have to do like a PSA or something.
Yeah, dear Japanese people, dudes get the dick out. Ladies, please help them. They don't know what to do.
You know what we need to do? We need to send Japan some steak, a copy of like every line.
They have Kobe beef.
I ain't doing the job, bro.
Something about
We
the
need to send them some
massaged cow.
Angus beef.
We need to send them like the angry cow. We need to send the angry cow injected with like Red Bull, Red Bull, Viagra, and proper steak. This fucking massaging cow stuff isn't working anymore. Please explain yourself.
Lonely men in Japan are buying a curry called Delusion Curry. This is the latest product offered by Village Vanguard, a novelty bookshop in Tokyo. According to a study that they've done in-store, Japanese men are looking for two things: food and a woman to cook the food for them. So, with that in mind, they made an instant orange-flavoured curry that comes with a DVD of a sexy Japanese model who will pretend to be her girlfriend. As in, like, she will, in the video, she will be taking a spoonful of the curry and holding it up to the camera. That's your cue to feed yourself.
I have so many questions. First of all being, why are they selling curry in a bookstore?
It's Japan. They probably sell like shoes in the garage or something.
Well, if your car isn't working, you need a good pair of shoes to walk the fuck home.
Yeah,
so
true.
that actually kind of makes sense.
Fuck, I think it just had a business idea.
Yeah. we go around garages saying, look, sometimes you guys aren't going to fix the car. It's not that you're a bad mechanic. It's just that sometimes it's fucked. So they need a good pair of shoes to walk home.
I have these Nike.
How about we sell you the shoes to stock in your garage to facilitate someone getting home after you realise just how mangled up their car is. Okay, second of all, the bookstore is selling DVDs. Kinda seems like you're just stabbing your own medium in the back there. Never mind, okay. What was the name of the curry again?
It's called Men's Delusion Curry.
That's what it was. There was the delusion part. Like, are we just being that on the nose about it, or is there like some translation error? Like, it's
No, that is
actually
literally
something
the name.
beautiful, or is it literally from Japanese to English, delusional, no mistranslation?
Yeah, there's no mistranslation. It's called Men's Delusion Curry.
Oh, jeez, like, this couldn't be sadder for it's called Men's Slight Ray of Hope Curry. Holy fuck! Oh, but the camera thing with the spoon, you can't see this, folks, but I'm actually holding my head in my hands and just trying to massage the thought through the brain tissue into the point of understanding why you would need a visual cue from a model on a fucking TV screen to feed yourself.
Well, she shows you how to prepare the curry as well, and this is the image that you see. It is
a largely chested Japanese woman who, well, I wouldn't mind her feeding me in
I don't
person.
know why the hell she's got a ladle, because I've cooked many a curry. You don't need a ladle for it.
Maybe they just want to eat a lot at the very same.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, I am too lazy to lift this spoon 3 times, but I can lift the ladle once.
I will just ladle this shit into my mouth.
It's like, are you saying you've never fed yourself with a ladle?
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, I have. Spoons, more like fucking bitch mode for.
I've made myself many a pot of soup and just thought, fuck it, there's no spoons, clean ladle.
The ladle's already covered in soup.
Yeah, just why dirty something else? I'm saving power.
Yeah,
Don't have to turn the dishwasher on.
I'm just trying to get to the point of. Maybe it's like a clinical depression thing where they really can't help themselves and genuinely need this, and I might be making fun of someone with a disability.
No, you're making fun of students. Uni students that can't be bothered to cook and are
Oh,
very,
for
very
fuck's
lonely.
sake. Lazy student bastards. Oh, like, that's a running joke in the UK that students are lazy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it translates everywhere else.
I'm trying my hardest to disprove this theory, but people are letting me down every step of the fucking way, man.
Your one makes me sad. I don't know why. Like, I just...
Oh, dude, the other one that I had would have made you really sad.
Okay, we had backup story for this. One of them I said I wouldn't read because there's actually some pretty serious implications. Do you remember your other one?
Yeah, my one, it starts off like kind of weird and pathetic, then you find out why this happens, you're like, oh shit, I'm an asshole for laughing at this.
I'm laughing at it anyway. Go ahead.
A Japanese, I think he was about 26 or 28 years old. He was desperately trying to get married, and he couldn't get married because they obviously couldn't find the right woman, so he married a sex doll because he has cancer.
Okay. I just don't excuse it. It's not like, well, he actually can't make he actually can't marry someone because he doesn't make the right connections with people because he's heavily autistic. That's true. Like, he has cancer. You just not get married.
Yeah, although the reason behind it
I
is
know
I
a
don't
very
want
good-
to break anyone. I don't want to get that emotionally attached to someone and then kick the bucket.
That's an excuse you make after you marry the sex doll.
Yeah, that's the excuse you make after you marry the sex doll and the marriage somehow doesn't work out.
Look, I'm not saying we had the perfect marriage. it just got to the point where we were in bed and she was just kind of laying there.
All she wanted was sex. Did she ever think about what I want to do?
Maybe I just want to cuddle, but she just looked at me with those dead eyes.
Those
And
blowjob
that
lips.
agape mouth.
Blowjob lips.
Okay, well my one, I pulled... I could go with the story of a Florida man firing a gun into a cracker barrel. And funnily enough, he is a cracker.
What the hell's a cracker bar?
It's just a barrel of crackers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's just a thing that happens. And
Alright.
he just, like, fired a gun into it.
Okay.
Kind of dumb. It's one of the things where he fired his gun when it slipped out of his holster. That was funny. But I don't know if you heard about the anonymous kind of unhooding of the KKK.
Yeah, I heard about that.
They are releasing about 1,000 identities of KKK people that they are confident are members of the clan. And they are apparently have identified Kent Gwynn, mayor of Ocala, is a member of the KKK. So Ocala, Florida, apparently has a clan member for a mayor. Allegedly. Allegedly.
What,
Does kind of look like a clan member. I'm not gonna lie.
What does a clan member look?
This guy.
Oh,
I'm not
right.
gonna. It is just an old white dude, and he does look like he's angry about everything that he has no control over. That to me is a KKK member. I don't think we can have it better defined than that. We actually got a question on Twitter, and I don't know if you want to do that before we go to my story to trump all stories.
Now, I think we go to the question first, then you save the story to trump all stories, because you were talking about this before in the kind of preamble before the show.
Yeah.
I want to hear this, but it sounds like you've got a fucking quality story, so we'll build up to that.
Okay, no pressure. So, Lance Pear on Twitter, son of Corax, is asking, what's the most looking forward to, or what video game you're looking forward to the most, and why the hell is Tomb Raider coming out on the 10th? I kind of assume that he's saying, why is Tomb Raider trying to compete with Fallout?
Oh, no fucking question. It's going to lose. People are just going to trample all over Lara Croft's face as they rush to get Fallout 4.
It's a shame that it is kind of going to turn out that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bigger Tomb Raider fan than I'm a Fallout fan. I'm not that big a fan of the Fallout games. I've always preferred, especially the newer style of Tomb Raider.
Right.
Preferred that a lot, but yeah, Tomb Raider's going to get swept under the fucking carpet.
I actually saw an interview with the developer of Tomb Raider, or one of the directors, and he was talking about the fact that they've introduced kind of like an RPG element style to it. That you can develop Lara's techniques and her equipment throughout finding and exploring the world, which is, they wanted to really go with actually going into tombs and raiding and exploring and finding and solving puzzles and giving that a kind of value by way of in-game rewards, so you get better equipment. So that was kind of cool, and it does seem like it's something I would play. And it is unfortunate that it's coming out at the same time as Fallout 4, which I'd say is probably my most anticipated game of the year. Just because I do enjoy the Fallout series, not so much for like the storylines or anything like that, but just the idea that I can go wandering in the wasteland and just go murder a bunch of things. Sadly, none of them children, because children in Bethesda games need to be fucking shot.
Yeah, especially I think it was in Fallout 3 when you go and find essentially like Lord of the Flies, but in the wasteland. The little kid Billy that gives you the laser rifle.
Yeah, there was
Him and his adorable little fucking lisp. I wanted to shoot him so many fucking times.
There were a bunch of kids in that game where they were just all hanging out in the middle of nowhere, and they developed their own little culture. I thought they were okay. I'm talking
It's
about
just that one kid Billy. I wanted to shoot him.
I'm just talking like those little kids who are just running around towns and cities and just kind of, hey, who are you? Do you want to go play? And you go, no, you're a meanie. And that happens every fucking time you walk into town.
It's like you walk up to a 7-foot tall dude in full Brotherhood of Steel battle armor and you ask him to go play football. You should be able to shoot that kid.
But
in the game context, not in real life.
If I find Brotherhood of Steel armor, pretty sure everything's on like nothing is without limit on me at this point. I'm kind of free to do as I please. Yeah. But yeah, the Fallout 4, I'd say that's my most anticipated release because it's coming with my Xbox One.
Ah, you bought the Xbox One with it?
Yeah, I found myself a decent deal. And when I say decent, I mean I've been tormenting several other gamers that I work with about this deal. Pretty happy. 309 quid here in the UK for a 1TB Xbox with the Fallout 4 limited edition, like the kind of hard steel copy of it.
Nice. So
also has the Fallout skin.
Nice.
Don't know how I got that, but yeah, compared to the deals we get, roughly it'd be about $289 for a 1TB console.
Yeah, I want it so.
Roughly about that, so I'm getting Fallout for like half price.
No, that's not bad.
I can walk away with that. And yeah, just it's shipping at some point. Although I'm looking at this from Game and saying, can it please ship faster? Because we bought my brother Black Ops. So Black Ops 3, the new one coming out. And it's on its way and has been since Friday. Yeah, he's coming back tomorrow, he's away. But like right now, I kind of wish it was here so I could have it ready and pre-install it for him because he loves the game. And right now, games have a problem where you put the disc in and you walk away for half an hour while it updates and buffers and, you know, does shit for you. So the Xbox One should be here soon. I really hope it is, otherwise I'm going to be, you know, hammering down some doors. But also, as well as that, hopefully fucking Black Ops better get coming here as well, because it looks like it's a fun game. It doesn't. It's one of the things where the campaign is going to be so worthless that you're going to be playing it for zombies mostly.
Yeah.
Well,
I think most people at this point are playing any form of Call of Duty for the zombies mode.
It's insane how well that took off.
Yeah. I mean, they could probably just cut out the whole, like, oh, this is Black Ops 3, just release Call of Duty Zombies every year, like a fully fledged Call of Duty game.
Release the multiplayer online assets of it.
Yeah.
And that'll be enough.
Well, that's what they've done with the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions of Black Ops 3. It's only online. There's no story mode.
It's because the story mode is written in such a way to, like, kind of not demand, but to, you know, encourage you with, you know, air quotes around encouraged, and, you know, replace that with boot you into using the new, like, kind of online services, and just to try and, like, kind of push as many people as possible into using a next generation console. So they took out the campaign version of the gameplay in exchange for you get the online, and I think you get zombies. I think you do.
Probably. They're not going to cut zombies out. They're going to give that to as many platforms as humanly possible.
Yeah. So they are working on that. As for Tomb Raider, why on the 10th? I can't think of it.
It defies logic.
Yeah, it's one of the things of, we're now getting towards Christmas. Release space is pretty tight.
Yeah.
You are, if you're trying to go for the, like, gamer in his 20s who's going to buy it for himself, you won't be able to compete with the series of releases that are coming for presents. Like, there's a bunch of stuff being bought right now as a gift for someone in a couple of months' time for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever.
I mean, I know there's going to be a midnight launch for Fallout 4 and Falkirk tonight. There's not going to be a single person in there saying, oh, while I'm here, can I pick up Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame, because it does deserve its own...
It's Lara Croft, the return of one of my favourite video game characters.
Yeah, after, like, the abysmal, like, PlayStation 2 and even PlayStation 3 versions of that game that got pretty shit.
I heard that the last new Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was great.
Rise
all the ones before that.
No, Rise of the Tomb Raider is this one.
Yeah, this new one coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, is the Rise of the Tomb Raider. The one was it not just the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, our Tomb Raider was the last one.
Yeah, Lara
Croft
Croft
Tomb
Raider.
Great. That kind of breathed fresh life into the series again, but all the ones that predated that, like Angel of Darkness, was dog shit.
Yeah, that
really
end of the PS2 genre
Yeah.
just kind of took a massive nosedive into just, fuck it, what can we, oh, she has an evil twin now, and it's all about trying to reunite her with Hera, and you're like, okay, someone smoked way too much of Assassin's Creed's crack.
Yeah, like that really bugged me, how she's the physical embodiment of an ancient female god. Alright, okay. In the original game, she was just a very rich girl who liked to adventure, used her money to go raid tombs.
Yeah.
How does that kind of work?
In part of that discussion with one of the developers, it was with Funhouse, and they were talking about what they thought of the series and what they had memories of kind of growing up with it. And the guy who's the developer was very on board with the idea of Lara as a strong, independent woman who is just really, who is passionate about archaeology, but has discovered something at the end of one of the new Tomb Raider games, and decides that she can't kind of let it slide. She's not going to just kind of let it go that there's this, like, organisation out to try and change world history and obscure events and change narratives and hide artifacts that could, you know, possibly shine light on the future of humanity. So she's going after it, and it's about her story of trying to break into this world of, like, secrets and espionage stuff. It sounds really cool. I think the guy has the right idea. It should be about a woman on an adventure, trying to solve a mystery, trying to unlock puzzles and ancient artifacts for a greater good. Someone who has, if they're not just banging the moral drum because they can't bang the drum without getting the blood of the last guy they killed on it, that's fine, but they just have an idea of, this is how it should be, I will pursue this, and just go for it. The story sounds great, but at the same time, I'm going to play Fallout 4. I'm sorry, you can't mess with the fact that Fallout 4 is coming. It's got to be a factor. It's got to be something that the Tomb Raider crew are going, Oh shit, we did it. Oh, we launched on the same day as one of the biggest titles that's been anticipated for years. I mean, Fallout 3 was how long ago? It was Xbox. It was one.
Might have been.
Wasn't a launch title for the Xbox 360.
No, it might have been one of the kind of rebranding titles. Because remember how they did? There was the 360, then there was the 360 arcade, then there was the Elite, then there was the Slim, then there was the final version of the Xbox before the Xbox One came out.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of buy this and get Fallout 3, or buy one of the new Xbox consoles and get a copy of Fallout 3 with it.
I'm pretty sure it was when they ditched the Kinect and weren't like there was the big push of like the Xbox 360, and then like a year later it was now the Kinect, and then they just kind of let that taper off. It was about the same time as
I think
they
that was
returned
New
to
Vegas that came out. Fallout 3 predates the Kinect.
Interesting, because maybe it might be about 2 years then. 2 years for the Kinect to come out. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head. But yeah, I have been really anticipating. I really enjoyed my time in Fallout 3, and the idea of going into Boston and doing a similar thing sounds awesome. Although somebody has come out with a stat that the Fallout 4 map can be traversed in 11 minutes.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, that's weird. Because they're talking about how big it is, and then developers will come and saying, no, we meant like big as in like layered. It's more 3-dimensional than you'd expect. You can. They are doubting the 11-minute stat.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's
given
no
how
way.
Given how much Bethesda have seen, there's so much in this game. You will need a couple of playthroughs to get it done. I doubt they're going to allow you to. I say allow. I doubt they're going to have you go through the entire map in 11 minutes.
I think the 11-minute thing might be fudged somewhat by like in-game boosts or items or whatever, and you just.
You know who it probably was? It's probably Square Enix because they deal with Tomb Raider. And it's like, hey, you know that game that's got so much in it? 11 minutes to go through the entire map. Tomb Raider takes you about an hour. Buy a fucking Tomb Raider.
It wouldn't surprise me. It'd be kind of funny to see it actually go.
It's just a bunch of English guys just going, we tried.
We tried to make Tomb Raider fun, but had to backstab Fallout 4 in the end. It was fine. But they just have. I think it's something. It's somebody's fudged some numbers and went, it's a bit 11 minutes. Yeah. Actually, it's about half an hour holding the stick forward for a reasonable run through. And I think the idea is more that it's more intense. That you're dealing with not quite a flat wasteland. You're going to have to go into buildings and go vertical as opposed to horizontal. Also, the idea I think might be, I've heard this from various people, that it's more about you will have more engagements like per foot. Like you will not have the opportunity to just run from A to B. It will be you're going to have to fight your way through this Boston area. No, the stuff is going to come and get in your way. There's no really way of just sidestepping, dodging, and just kind of going across the plane. So Fallout is my pick. What's yours?
Oh, there's a couple. Street Fighter 5 is definitely one of my most anticipated titles, but that's 2016. And you've got other titles like Fire Emblem Fates and Bravely Second, which again are all 2016. So for this year, it would have to be a game called Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay.
Which is a spiritual successor to the Wii U and 3DS title. Or sorry, the Wii and 3DS title. The Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out in the Wii U. I have no idea what the story is going to be. I've purposefully left that, so when I get the game, it's going to be new and surprising, just like the other one was. Characters wise, the main character is a creative character, so you can make whoever the hell you want.
Okay.
I genuinely don't know a damn thing about this game apart from I've seen some of the gameplay videos that Nintendo themselves have posted. I've seen the combat system. I like that a hell of a lot.
Right. It
kind of plays a bit like an MMO where it's all auto attack and you occasionally just fire up an attack, like a special attack.
Alright.
So you'll be walking about just swinging attacks, not pushing any buttons. Your character's still dealing minimal damage, then just you hit X and you'll bust out like a massive sword swipe.
Right.
Which can have the potential to deal your normal slashing damage on top of bleed damage. So they get that damage over time. And there's different classes in that as well. You'll get your main sword slinger fucking class, I can't think of the word then you'll get your gunslinger, then you'll get your spellcaster / healer, but because it's more technological, they'll have that be like an ether master or something.
Right.
It's different ways to brand it, and you get to. It's another massive world game. I mean, you could not get from one end of this world to the other in 11 minutes because there's that many different levels to this universe, and each one is fucking huge. And so in an effort to make it seem more accessible, they've given you this kind of giant mech which can transform it has a kind of vehicle mode which you can just shoot across a wasteland with, or not a wasteland, it's actually
the word giant mech piqued my interest a little bit there. I kind of like the sound of that.
But that means you'll have to buy a Wii U, and could you live with yourself if you bought a Wii U?
I couldn't live with the idea of having such a small television with weird controllers attached to it in my house. Not gonna lie.
Although the little television that you're talking about, the tablet, that's the controller itself. You get a little separate box for the.
It just seems like someone gave me a strange television. Like, why am I holding this?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I can put my dinner on it and just put a plate on it. Look, Mama, it's a tray. Colin, that cost several £100.
Yeah, that was about £400, and you're resting your chicken on it.
Why? Why all the money for a tablet? Why? I can just buy a tablet. I actually was looking through the Xbox deals, and they were willing to ship like phones and tablets with an Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, in a Carphone warehouse, I was buying a new phone this week.
Right.
If you buy the new Samsung Galaxy S, what the fuck ever it's called, you get a PS4 with it. They're literally shipping PS4s with phones in it.
Shit, need me a new phone.
Exactly.
I'm guessing it's due to some really long-winded contract that...
No, you get the phone, you pay the monthly payments. You get the PS4. It's just a goodwill gesture. As a thank you for coming with us, here's a phone. Or here's a phone and a PS4 with it.
Thank you for not using eBay. We're seriously getting screwed by eBay. Yeah.
You can get like 4K TVs and shit. If you buy an iPhone 6 Plus and stay with it for 6 months, after that 6 months, they give you a 4K TV.
I don't know how people are making money anymore.
I have no fucking idea either.
It's strange. I don't quite get it. Sometimes technology deals just kind of get bundled together with the weirdest shit. Can't complain when you get like free stuff with it, but
yeah, unless it's something dumb like, oh, you get a free one of those like plastic watches that you slap on your wrist and it coils around. If I get a free one of them with something, you can go fuck.
Oh, free. Speaking of like weird technology related to like wrists and stuff, we saw this. I think we both saw it. A company called NEC in Japan are working on or are massive like way through developing a like arm mounted keyboard, and it's not like a physical keyboard. This is a digital projection that you watch through like kind of Google Glass. Remember those were a big thing.
They still are, but mostly for revenge porn.
Yeah.
So there's a huge revenge porn market for Google Glass.
Oh, okay.
One of those weird like Googling portals that I hit myself in.
Oh.
Like find Google Glass and it's Google Glass used for revenge porn, and that's about 1,000 tabs in itself.
Yeah. But they are working on a set of technology where it's like a wrist mounted watch, and then that will kind of monitor a digital keyboard that appears on your arm that you can see through the glasses. And you can just type away, and the watch monitors like finger positions, how quickly you type, what to like put up on the screen and stuff. So you just kind of sync this with a computer, and you just start typing, and it's kind of cool. And the idea behind it, they said, was to give people a paperless alternative that isn't voice based, because a lot of the time that people use voice activated stuff, it's in a loud, noisy environment. This is designed for like warehouse managers and stuff. There'll be consumer versions of this coming out in like mid to late 2016, just for people to dick around with, because VR is now becoming a bigger and bigger thing. The idea of having a reality overlaid with technology isn't that weird anymore. And it's not like a sci-fi thing, it's a here's how we are going to practically apply VR to real life. So they envision this as being very useful for people in management and kind of stock control situations, but also for people on the go.
Yeah, it does seem like the very aspect of this thing just seems like quick access. Like, I need to send a quick message, but I also need to get on the train quickly. Hold on, extend arm, put out keyboard, fire on a quick message. It seems like a quick thing. Like, it's not something you can use to type out long messages. It just seems that you can type, right, move stock B into warehouse C.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd preview it. I'd want it to be like, you're wearing glasses right now. I'd want one lens to be my view, one lens to be like the preview of what I'm typing. That's how I'd kind of go with it, and just kind of focus down on the thing, tap the wristwatch to like shut down the thing and send the email, done. Yeah. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out. I kind of want to see it though, because we're now at the point where we kind of VR like weird arm keyboards. Like, that's kind of I'm really kind of geeking out about it. Although I have no fucking use for it.
No, I mean, I'd find a use for it. I'd write essays on this thing. Just sit there and like type an essay on the train, confuse the fuck out of old people to get the train in Scotland. Like, why is he touching his arm? Typing an essay, you bitch.
That would actually be a pretty good application for it. I didn't think about it like that. Because some trains you just cannot whip out a laptop.
Yeah.
And you don't want to bring your laptop out. However, if you have your typing device like attached to your arm by a buckle and like a slide and whatever for a watch, I could see that being a very practical use for it. It's just, I need to type, my glasses on, one's the preview, one's the real world view augmented with the keyboard, and just type away. Although you could, I was thinking about it, like, could you touch type with it?
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty good at touch typing. I don't look at keyboards anymore. Yeah. I have to acclimatise myself to the keyboard. I can do it with my works keyboards, I can do it with my laptop. Some keyboards I get on a new keyboard and I'm like sitting there with like one finger on each key going click, 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 click. And if I was on one of these machines, I'd end up touch typing, just kind of looking around, like previewing the email I'm trying to send, and then at the same time looking around and going, hey, why is everyone looking at me funny? I'm just sending an email on the train with my phone, with my arm keyboard. You guys are the weirdos.
Do you think we could then make that a gaming application where you have the keyboard on, just say your left hand if you're right-handed, and have a mouse or something on your elbow, the right arm, so you can just sit there like hitting WS and D with your right arm and like moving a mouse pad. On
You
your
realise
right elbow.
you look like you're trying to molest yourself when you do that, right?
Yeah, I know. But how weird would that be?
Oh,
Some guy
yeah.
doing this, like stroking like the inner part of his elbow and his elbow just on a stream for 12 hours, just going, yeah,
Yeah, I'm so good at Counter-Strike.
all the Call of Duty kills.
All of them. Bayoneted!
20 kill streak?
I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you follow Jim Sterling on any social media.
No.
He is a fan not only of pointing out when the gaming industry goes wrong, but when we as fans and commenters kind of fuck up ourselves, because it happens. A lot of times, it happens. It happens. They had the review copy or reviews, or it was a Black Ops went online, and reviews for that on Steam have been less than graceful. Basically, everyone jumping around calling it a unfinished piece of shit, an absolute disgrace to the gaming industry. It's a fucking joke.
Seems like PC gaming would be getting a bit of a bad turn, because there we had Arkham Knight, which is not getting patched anymore. They're just leaving it as is.
I mean, the thing is, no, they've actually pulled it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's no, it's not coming out on PC. Just fucking deal with it.
Yeah. Buy a fucking Xbox.
Yeah, buy a console. I'm serious. We cannot fix this. I don't know if we discussed that, but
Yeah, I think we spoke about it off mic, but I'm not sure we spoke about it.
well, if you don't know, they
I'm
actually
sure.
just completely pulled the Arkham Knight game off onto off of the Steam, off of any kind of online PC distribution, and said it's not coming out. We can't fix it. We have tried for months and we just can't fix it. It will still be available on consoles just because of bugs and glitches and horrible frame rate issues. I have no fucking clue how it gets that bad. But yeah, apparently they didn't test enough or something like that, and it's one of the things where there are so many iterations and variations on PCs, you cannot test them all. As a company looking to make a profit, even if like the larger publishing company got a copy, like a version of just about every conceivable PC you could set up. Like, you have your NVIDIA hard drive, or NVIDIA cards all the way up, like the graphics cards all on one wall. But then, what about all the operating systems? All the NVIDIA operating systems. That's like a room by itself. So NVIDIA graphics card with different operating systems, like your Linux-based stuff. Like 4 different versions of Windows are still applicable. You can still run XP. It's no longer supported. Somebody's going to try it to be a dick. 7, 8, 10, probably some in between, just like weird random, like what if I try to work it on an old work computer and it's like XP Professional, like all these different types of PCs just sitting there. You can't test them all, but somehow several versions of the game have been so broken they've just said nope, fuck it, not gonna fix it, not worth it. So they just kind of put their hands up and said, full refunds for anyone. Seriously, if you still have it right now, we'll refund you. We'll take the loss. If you want to buy it and experience the game, buy it on a console, because they probably already did. I know PC gamers can have a bit of, they'll sit it out and wait for the PC version to launch. I don't think they're going to wait that long for Batman, especially when they can get it. And they know it works on the PS4.
Yeah, you can bite the bullet and just buy it for the PS4, which most PC gamers, and I know they strictly do stick to the PC. Most of them that I know, they have multiple consoles anyway. They keep up to date with console gaming as well, not just PC gaming.
But the Black Ops rants were pretty funny. There's some pretty good ones in there, especially people censoring themselves. Like weird ones where they'll type a very angry Steam review, but instead of saying retard, they'll say R * D. Like, we know what you're saying, just say it. Like, maybe that was Jim Sterling censoring his article, but it was just weird to see this sheer volume of just kind of hatred, but also the little stars. Fuck these guys, F blank blank K these guys. Like, just say it, right?
If you're gonna be angry about something, don't censor it.
I'm pretty sure Activision can take that one in the chin and walk away from it. I mean, not entirely 100%. Actually, you want to talk weird video game news? How about Activision buying King? King are the makers of Candy Crush.
Yeah, that's just a cash grab. They're not planning anything long term. They just
they are.
Keep doing what you're doing.
They're planning world domination with that shit. Because do you know how much they paid for it?
No.
5.9 billion.
Jesus.
Billion with a B, my friend. Billion.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They make that much money that they're worth 5.9 billion.
Yes.
Jeez.
Because they have recurring users. I think it was somewhere in the region.
Excuse me, I need to go and shut down my mum's Facebook. I will not have her promote this bullshit.
It was something along the lines of 5 million active users per month. That's where
It annoys me the fact that my mum, my auntie, my brother, and my sister-in-law all use Candy Crush. Are all part of that statistic.
It doesn't matter if you get them off because someone will just step in and take their place.
I don't care. Someone else take that bill. I will not have an Anderson play Candy Crush Saga.
It's a weird thing that the statistics of video games used to be how many copies sold. It is now about recurring users. Destiny and World of Warcraft now, well, World of Warcraft's been doing it for a while. They apparently took a hit. They now down to 5 million users instead of 7 million.
I always thought they were into the upper billions with the amount of people that play World of Warcraft.
Oh, it's hours played is billions, but
yeah.
in amount of like people, unique IPs using it, million. Still a bit 5 million. It's still 5 point something million paying you 13 quid a month. I wouldn't shit on that money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of scratch.
A lot of money a month. And every time they release an update, a couple people come back, give you a few more million a month. Can't complain about that in any way. But it's just statistics came out for the whole Candy Crush thing. They bought King and they bought all of, like, it was a complete buy. They got Candy Crush Saga, they got Soda Crush Saga, like all their different little shitty games that you hate seeing notifications for on mobile phones and Facebook. They bought it all and are now the biggest entertainment company, right, online interactive entertainment company in the world, because they have Activision now works with Blizzard, and they are now working with, they now have like the Call of Duty studios and they now have King.
Jesus.
So they now have mobile, console and PC gaming on lockdown.
Fucking hell.
An unholy trifecta.
That's a triumvirate that make the Romans shit themselves.
Yeah, like holy fuck, that's a lot of.
What piece do they own in Blizzard, or are they just working with them in some?
No, it's Activision Blizzard. They bought them.
Ah, you fucking kidding me?
They bought King. It was like, wow, they bought King for 5.9 billion. They bought Blizzard for something like about 13 or more. I think it might be 19 billion. And you're like, holy fuck. I guess Bobby Kotick has money to burn.
Yeah, if he's got that much money to spend on companies,
is he trying to make
his
a run at Bill
profit
Gates?
His annual profits must be scary big.
And that's the thing is, with King, the way that they run, it's going to get bigger. There will be more and more money flowing back into it. It's one of the things of minimal input of the game. The game's development, rather simple. The mechanics, obviously, there's a lot of polish goes into them because it does look like it looks good aesthetically because it's on a small screen. However, the development of the game doesn't take much, and it's they know their formulas, they have their own plans. All the work's been done for Activision. They've just bought it all and will now make the money. So they'll just keep churning money until they just don't know what to do with it anymore, and eventually just buy several small island nations and make them fight to the death for their own amusement. That's the only reason to do that. Have that amount of money.
If video games if people start losing interest in video games, I think Activision will just lose all their employees, set them on a desert island, and just have some weird version of the Hunger Games or Battle Royale. I
saw this thing, and it was the most cock tease thing ever. And it was about the Hunger Games, and just saying it made me think about it. Was it Natalie Dormer and Jennifer Lawrence accidentally almost didn't really kiss, but fucking hell, will you not stop talking about it on Facebook?
It's like, when I first seen it, it's clickbait, and we at Gibberpish have fucking strong, very, very strong position on clickbait, and that is get to fuck with your goddamn clickbait. I clicked on this thing, holy shit, Natalie Dormer, pretty damn perfect woman, Jennifer Lawrence, the two of them kissing, it's barely even a peck in the cheek. I mean, that's how I say hello to my goddamn auntie.
It's a little accident, and everyone's like, oh my god, and you're like, if you're gonna
every adolescent motherfucker is ripping the head right off it to this picture.
I just want to say, please don't do this to me. If you're gonna say something like, Jennifer Lawrence is a lesbian. Also, it's with Natalie Dormer. Make it the proper thing. Like, please don't fuck with me on this one. I need this in my life.
No, it needs to be real. It's not just, it was a quick peck in the cheek. Because it wasn't even, like, the way it got pegged to me, it's like, they lock lips on the red carpet. It's like, are they two making out on the red carpet? Holy shit, I need to see
click, 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 click. Oh, damn it.
Shit, I burned through 300 megabytes of phone data trying to get this picture. I'm like, I need to see it. Oh, you fucking kidding me? I almost launched my phone down the train. That pissed off.
Young man, don't throw that away, that's money. You know what I want to throw away the last 30 minutes of me trying to load that photo?
Just like, conductor, this is what I was looking at. Oh, they kiss. That's not even a kiss.
Exactly. Like,
phone snapped in the train.
Yeah. Disappointing. It reaffirms Gibberpish's stance on clickbait.
Fuck clickbait.
You want to know?
Honestly, Jim Cunt, like, it goes in a multi-tiered system. At the top, Jim Cunts, clickbait, diet, sugary drinks. That said, I will go for a Diet Cola over a Coca-Cola because I like living. Yeah,
I do remember seeing something like if you ingest the volume, if you ingest all the sugar in a classic can of Coke, Like, just, it's in your system. Like, it's not there, it's there. Dead. Your heart just goes, I don't know what to do anymore.
Just like, fuck it, I ain't living no more.
You know what's not clickbait?
What?
The title of the greatest story I will ever tell you.
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
Yeah, you forgot about this. So it means it's going to be surprising, which means it's going to be really, really good.
Let me grab my popcorn and listen to it.
You might want to end up not holding anything you could spit out, because I was digging through...
I thought it was going to be a funny story, but it's going to be a disgusting story.
Funny and disgusting. I was digging through Reddit, and I saw a photo of kids in an iron lung. I was like, wow, holy shit, that's really cool, because it's a pre-polio vaccination, so polio fucked up these kids, they had trouble breathing, put them in an iron lung to do the work for them. As somebody with a very strong kind of pro-vaccination stance, this is like perfect for my house. I'm going to just send this to everyone and be like, look, this is what happens when you don't vaccinate your kids. And then somebody said, wow, there's like lists of comments in there, and there was somebody saying, I wonder how you get in this like stage. Up comes a comment underneath that saying, try breaking both your arms. I'm like, what the fuck? Underneath every fucking thread I see this comment. This is bullshit. I'm like, breaking both your arms is a meme? What the hell is this? I go Googling and come up with a Reddit AMA, which title is Ask Me Anything. I'm a man who had a sexual relationship with his mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
You came out of that, now you're going back,
This is one of those titles where you're going to sit there and go, but I'll... Yeah. So this is a now locked thread. It was from several years ago, and they were just... It happened to be that he was in part of a doctor's research work about people who have sexual relationships with their family, and it doesn't fuck them up. Okay, well, that's clearly a lie. But he went on to describe what happened, his experience, and why he did all this. Kind of fucking funny. Really, really wrong, because it also clearly marks out the mother as a pedophile. But here's his FAQs. He goes through the thing of, look, I'm not advocating for incest, this is just something that happened, I wanted to discuss it in open public, yada yada yada. Let's cover some quick FAQs. It started when I was 14, my mum was 37. I have an older sister that was unaware of the whole thing and was not involved. My dad knew about it from the beginning and supported my mum's decision, and it ended when I moved to college.
I don't know what's weirder, the fact that you kept it going until college from the age of 14, or the fact that your dad was okay with it?
Well, this is the thing, like, how the fuck does this thing start? Turns out, he broke both his arms at the age of 14, went from masturbating 2 times a day to nothing. Got cranky, his parents noticed, put 2 and 2 together, and at some point came to the discussion that they should start jerking him off. Yep, Dom's face is roughly like my face every time we do Japan versus America, and Japan fucking wipes the floor with America.
No, but what? Like, who comes to that conclusion of like, no, let's go get my girlfriend. Like, honey, take one for the team, go jerk off Junior.
Well, the weird thing is, like, half of the comments in this, and the comments work is really, really good. Like, the entire thing, this guy has went and written the answers to this AMA as being pretty damn professional, given the subject matter is that he spent his teenage years being jerked off by his mum. I don't know how you can be professional about this. I'm not gonna lie, I found this at 1 in the morning and didn't stop laughing till like 3 in the morning. I didn't even read half the comments, I just kept laughing. I don't know why. But this is why this is the greatest story of all time. But yeah, this was just really, really like a weird story, and it gets to the point of like, well, wait, 2 arms doesn't take 4 years to repair. Why did this happen? Basically, it turned out they used it functionally and just never really stopped. The dad was never involved, his sister was never involved, the dad and the sister never got involved with each other. They just kind of were on the outside of this weird thing. Words start failing you at a certain point.
Where was this story from? Like, not Reddit, like what location? Was this from somewhere in America?
Well, this is the thing is, part of his whole thing about doing the AMA was that he would not be identified.
I remain anonymous.
He would remain anonymous because technically anyone who finds him will find his mum, therefore she goes to jail. And then just it could go downhill very quickly from there. And also, you know, he'd be just kind of really, really weird. Like, you would never really be able to have the normal conversations again. He's never discussed this with anyone outside the family, although it does come up. It's just a thing that happened to the family. Like, remember that time we lost the dog for a month? No. Yeah. Remember that time I banged mum for 4 years? Yeah.
I remember that.
Obviously, you can count on the internet to bring it some pretty good points and make it very, very funny. For example, that I'm only trying to grab some of the questions that he answered. So stuff like, were you in a sexual relationship with a girlfriend while you were doing your mom? Yes. He apparently, like, his mum was doing hand jobs. He would have a girlfriend. He lost his virginity to the girlfriend, and at some point after that, he and his mum had sex. It apparently progressed from like hand jobs, oral, full sex. Like, what the fuck? You spend so much of this thing going, like what?
That's a horrible situation. If he goes out with his girlfriend and she's like, tonight, finally, then he at some point during that just goes, mum.
But the stuff like, if you had a son, would you support your wife in the same situation arose? Him? Probably not. About 5 comments down, hypocritical motherfucker. Pretty damn literal. And then underneath that, why not? Because grandma called it first. And you're like, oh! Yeah, weirdly enough, this whole thing, an AMA must be verified. So Ask Me Anything must be verified. A Reddit moderator had to go and phone the doctor responsible for the research that this guy was involved in, and ask like to confirm the identity of the man who was going to do this AMA. I don't want to be on any part of that phone call.
No. Tell me, like, you have to tell me your name, but I don't want to know your name.
Apparently it was very quick, and there's some comments by like the Reddit moderator saying like it was actually pretty quick to get the guy verified. We just had to explain what Reddit was. Because this comment thread is like 4 years old, it's a lot thread, and somebody's like, oh, it's got to be going on. There's got to be 4 years worth of questions. No, they shut it down after a month, it's fine. And then we go to randomly just click down to the question, were you ever attracted to your sister? And he goes, yes, but not overly. And you're like, what? Like, yeah, sister, mom. Yeah. But yeah, it just became a thing of like, you just read so much of this, you go, you fucking what?
Yeah.
I want to find some more because there's some ever fucking like there was one guy who put out like a fucking paragraph of questions, like a small essay of like, I have questions about how this happened. Was there any passion to it? Did you do this? Like, like there's weird stuff like, despite the fact that they're having full penetrative sex, did you ever kiss? Apparently, not really. Like, that wasn't a thing they did. It was just sex organs just banging into each other. That was it.
Bumping uglies. That was it.
Yeah, like, did you ever, like, lose respect for your mom? No, we still respected her authority. And it was never, like, sex never tied into, like, the authoritative part of it. Like, was it ever, like, people asking, did it ever get kinky? Like, you know, any birthday celebrations, you know, that type of thing? No. It's just basically this guy had the most weirdly, like, bland sexual relationship with his mother. That's the weird part at the end.
His dad could not, or he could not shout at his dad, like, Dad, you're such a motherfucker. You want to talk, kid? Yeah.
It just, the series of comments are just unfucking believable, where it's just like, every now and again, the guy will reply to an answer, and then, like, 3 replies deep into that will be somebody making a motherfucker joke. The entire thing is great, and I think we'll just tweet out the link to this because it deserves to be read. It's not fair for me to just read it on air. It's just, you know, burning time. But it's the greatest thing I've ever found so far on Reddit, and I wonder if I go further, will I find better? I don't know if I can beat this. Apparently the whole thing started not only because of the research, like he was doing the research and then saw on Reddit as a Reddit user that there was a guy being open about his sexual relationship with his sister, and went, I can fucking one up you, son.
Oh, you got your sister. Strap in, bitch, I got a story for.
Yeah, but you just kind of want to go through like reading the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the main.
It's a weird thing to think about.
Is the main reaction? I'll be honest. I brought this up with a friend. We laughed our asses off at it. That's why I was laughing at it for like 3 a.m, because it's just us using Facebook Messenger's new GIF keyboard and just sending like random shit to each other, going, ugh, disgusting, or it's like spit takes and stuff. The GIF keyboard's pretty good. I was talking to you about it before we started. Yeah. If you have it, you should try it out and just see what you can do. And then and I mentioned it to someone at work and just got the most kind of like instant, just kind of like almost like kind of the Omen bit where you like twist your neck around 180, just kind of
like revulsion.
It's just that I want to get as far away from this disgusting conversation as possible. And you're like, I know it's so fucked up, right? And it's one of those things where like you don't want to hear about it instantly, but then you walk away for like a minute and you turn around and you come back and you go, I have questions I don't want to have answers to.
I have several questions.
Nevertheless, please explain the following about this story. And you're like, okay, here we go.
Jeez.
And that's the thing is, if I could verify somehow that was in Florida, that would be my Florida versus Japan story, and I would win for it. You'd probably just leave.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's no way I could continue. I mean, I'm literally shutting down as I speak, just trying to think of any possible way to continue, but that keeps creeping into my head again.
Well, we just crashed the episode here. We'll crash it a little short, but it does end on the note that someone fucked their mom and answered questions about it on the internet.
And the fact that it is killing my capacity to think, all I can think of is why.
So I've been Colin Grimm. You were Dom Anderson, but now you're just a mess of a
fuck I am now.
You're a mess of a human being, just kind of clutching your head and just lying there.
I used to be Dom Anderson.
Well, we've been talking Gibberpish.